Hi folks, so back again. Been a while, but we're here with a Madmapper tutorial, and what we're going to look at here is controlling the Astera AX1 pixel tubes using Madmapper. We'll be using the Art7 box. This will basically allow us to wirelessly control the tubes using the Madmapper session. So just a quick rundown of the hardware. If I bring on this video, we should see that there's the Art7 that is connected into an SACN or streaming ACN / ArtNet node, as you can see below there. And here are the tubes themselves then as well. So there's 4 in the bed and 4 on the case there. So on YouTube, there is a substantial amount of content there as far as I can see about configuring your Art7 and your pixel tubes, whether they be AX1s or Helios tubes or Titan tubes, whatever there is. There's tons of material online there. What seems to be lacking in my experience is just the Madmapper end of things. So I'm going to cover connection to the tubes using the Art7 stuff very briefly, and I'll point you in the direction of the tutorials via the link in the description here. And besides that, we're going to look at building the fixture profile in Madmapper, and we're going to look at just doing some basic pixel mapping. So how the tubes should be reading on the app, and how then the fixture profile should correlate to that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a brand new session. As you can see, we are in the laser section here. I have Mad Laser. I have the laser add-on. So you may not see that here. You might just have the video surfaces and then the DMX fixtures section. So yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to the light bulb symbol here and manage our DMX fixtures. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down to this section where it says scenes and cues, and we're going to start here. So if you're not seeing this, it's possible that this has been minimized here. So if you want to just expand that or show that, just click on this arrow here and it will bring up the center panels for you. So if I click on this section, I get the option down here for fixture editor, and this is what we want to do first. So we need to patch the lights. So first thing that comes up here is the Garage Cube section. So this is for the Garage Cube, say light fixtures that they manufacture themselves, Garage Cube and Madmapper kind of R1. So they're the only like actual fixture profiles that are visible here, built into Madmapper, which is quite unlike other lighting softwares that we'd be used to seeing in like EOS or Avolights or MA, that essentially we're used to seeing a database of every, most lighting fixtures under the sun, being, having been developed by the manufacturer and uploaded to a database. But in this case, we have 7 pre-built ones, and then we have just generic stuff after that. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually load the pixel RGB, and we're going to modify this to work with our Astera tubes. Obviously, we can see there is no Astera section here in the profiles, therefore we have to make our own. So typically now that's going to look different on yours, but typically this will look like 1, 1, and then it'll say RGB and pixel size will be 3. So what this basically is referring to here is a single pixel that basically takes up 3 DMX channels. So in the Astera tubes, we're using it in 16 pixel mode, which is 48 DMX channels. So that basically is 16 addressable sections, all with RGB control for each section. So if I put in 16 here and then the pixel size is 3, that means that we are now controlling the Astera tubes completely. They're completely addressable, each section is. So that is how the fixture profile should look. Once that's done, what we are going to do is we're going to then add a fixture. So if I go to this add a DMX fixture section here, then what I can see on my end here is the tubes have started to light up. So it's kind of hard to see there with the sunlight, but one of the tubes on the bed there is lit up. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to I'm going to come back down to the fixture library here. You'll see it's actually loaded in one of the Garage Cube ones. It is kind of working anyway, but it's going to give us trouble down the line. So I'm going to click on fixture library, and I'm going to go into generic pixel RGB, and now this will correlate to what we have put into the fixture editor here. So if I actually just click on this guy here and then Control D or Command D if we're on Mac, and I duplicate each one of these, you'll see those tubes all begin to light up here. Okay, so we now have 8 tubes on our setup, and they're all working away nicely. And I'm just going to hide this video again. So what I'm going to do in Madmapper here is I am going to quite quickly just select all of these and then Control G, and that just groups them. So that would be Command G on Mac then as well. So now whatever I drop on the actual group will be sent to all of the so whatever material I drop on the group will be sent to all of the fixtures within the group, which is all of my 8 AX1 tubes. So I have these all addressed. Now the issue here is that I am covering the entire section of my pixel map here with, or well, I guess my material with the same, so the same, each one of these fixtures is the same positioning on the map. Therefore, whatever I put on this is going to happen to all of the fixtures. So let me just demonstrate that. I'll put a line pattern on there. And now you can see, if I bring back the video here, that all of those tubes are doing the same thing, which is not exactly what we want here. We want to be able to light them up individually, so we don't want them all to be mirroring each other or doing the same thing. So what we need to do here is we need to, well, what I like to do anyway, is drop a test card on the group. So I select the group, click on the test card, and there it is. Now we know that each one of these tubes has got 16 pixels in them, or at least that's the mode we're set to. So what we're going to do is we're going to go divisions X, and we're going to put in 16 here, and I'm going to do the very same for Y on that. So you might be able to hopefully see there. That is just on the test card generator's parameters or attributes there. So if I was to then go back to this first fixture, what I can do is I can resize the fixture here. So essentially what I want to do is I want to have them all in their own kind of area, and therefore they're all doing something different to each other, but you know, they're all doing exactly what the material is telling us in Madmapper is what's happening. So I'm going to first of all actually select the group, and I'm going to resize all of them as one back to just one single line, and maybe let's just put that up here. There we go. Okay, so now the group is just this size, the size of one of these lines. So if I select fixture 1, there it is. So fixture 2, I'm going to just drag down here. Fixture 3, I'm going to drag below that. So again, the snapping on Madmapper, not great in my experience here. I wouldn't be a fan. It tends to just snap incorrectly to the wrong pixel. So what I could do here is I could just select this option, disable snapping, and then I can like finesse it. But for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to plow on, and you can see my imperfections, and your OCD can be triggered. So let's just put that there, and 2 more, and there we go. Okay, so now if I just give you a quick look back at the tubes here, see if that comes up. There they are. And what I'm going to do is select the group, and I'm going to put the line patterns on here again. And there they are. Now they're all doing the same thing anyway. As you can see, they're kind of going different directions. That is to do with the orientation of the tubes. But what I'd like to do now is I'm going to just disable the video for a second. So I'm going to select the first 4. Well, let me just go back to my test card. Select the first 4. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make these half the size. Actually, do you know what's better off? If I just do this with the group. So I'm just going to do the entire group, make it half the size again. So that is now 8 squares across. And then I'm going to select the first 4 are the top 4 there. And the bottom 4 here, I'm going to just drag these up to there. So now what it looks like is I've got 4 here and 4 here. So I'm going to drag I'm going to click on line patterns on the group, and then I'm going to bring up my camera feed for you again. So there it is. So you can see there's that change up there. So what I'll do is I'll just orientate the 4 first ones. So yeah, like you can see those going out. What I'd like to do is I would like to have the white stripe kind of traveling along the entire say like 4 one way and then 4 the other way. So let me just do that and see what we come up with. So I'm going to select my first 4. I'm going to rotate that. And that looks like here then. That's it. So now it's like a straight line there. So very fun. So now like we have the option of saving a queue here. So sometimes with this stuff, it's very handy to utilize this feature in Madmapper. Go to your scenes and queues, and then you can pop out this menu. And what I like to do is I like to use the lock symbol here, which means that I can go ahead and I can change parameters of the material, and I'm gonna still have this window accessible to me. So what I would do now is I would just add to queue all objects. So that's now that queue, and then what I can then do is I come in here, change the color. Let's make it red, and that looks like a red version of what we've just been doing. And I can send that to a queue as well, and we can then fade or go between them, whatever we need. So yeah, just that's essentially that really. The other information that we would use here is predominantly done on the Astera app itself. We are now looking at the Astera app on my iPad here. So what the important stuff here really is the patch on this section. So connected lights, as you can see, they have been addressed. So if I was to go into the settings here, you'll see I have the option to change the DMX address. I can change the mode, how it's controlled. I can change the pixels, which is like the channel mode. I have the fixture profile here as well. And there's, yeah, it's very, very configurable there. All very useful. I mean, to be honest, the thing I found the most useful was the fact that it was so quick to be able to change a DMX address. You know, so useful. Also, when the tubes are powered off, you can, you know, if you're still connected to your Art7 and that, you still have the ability to power them back on again or put them on standby via the app. In my case, 4 of mine only work off mains power. 4 have got fried batteries, but still perfectly good. So yeah, that's essentially it really. The whole configuring of the Astera stuff with you know, with the app and doing all that kind of stuff, like I said, the video will be linked in the description below. But if you follow the video that I've made here on Madmapper's end of things, then you should be able to send DMX to the tubes using Madmapper this way. So yeah, if you've any questions at all, feel free to drop them in the comments. And yeah, thank you very much for tuning in.